expected. I expected him to once he hovered on that Hazuri, that we were going to see him immediately get off of that once the actual game started. So seeing this Onyx come in, I know Boomie has another pick. He at least he said that he has a Barraza here behind this Nash if the Nash is not working. Love to see some Shovel Knight action though. I love to see Nash, and I love to see some love being shown to the Shovel Knight crossover. Coming in, he's gonna have to worry about this signature kit, especially that gravity cancel neutral signature over on the right or left side that Sandstorm really likes to finish his strings off with.
That thing can be absolutely devastating, especially not only because it hits very far, it's got that anti-air property. I'm thinking specifically about that neutral signature, but it was knocking out in like orange, I want to say, when he was getting that combo. Wow. What an odd interaction that you saw Boomie like just straight up stop. Like, it's very rare for someone to get hit and not react in any way. Boomie just was like, all right, you hit me, good job.
Gravity cancel neutral light coming out. Nice neutral light punish from Boomie. Oh, wow, he could really neutralite very quickly right out of the downline, even though it missed. Both of these players going relatively even, about 45 seconds into this game. That Stomp Sider is going to give Boomie a lot of control here, especially with that tiny sidewall. Has the weapon advantage here.
Couldn't quite connect with the neutral air. Not able to finish off quite just yet if he gets that side air, but still, wow, it's really slowed down. Neither of them really attacking. There's the Stomp Side air. Gonna give Boomie that stage control. You see him chasing afterwards, but doesn't want to risk that neutral air. Of course, Hammer's got that reversal property with that recovery, but Gauntlets can also do it with that neutral air.
That was a beautiful three-piece combo that came out from Sandstorm. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to the knockout. Boomie came out with the first KO, swapping weapons, juggling them, going over to the spear this time when sort of the latter half of last stock was done almost entirely on that hammer. There's the recovery though. Didn't need any kind of setup for it. No multiple moves leading into it, just a raw recovery going right through that soft platform on the right side. Stomp neutral light, trying to pick up the very low damage option, but he ended up catching Sandstorm while he was in the air, so it was like the top side of the D light, not going to give you the in light follow.
Yeah, Stomp neutral light's not really a thing anymore. It used to be like the stacked option, but 9 times out of 10 now, Hammer players, you're gonna want to go for either like a jump gravity cancel neutral light or that pivot down air. That's gonna be the more common option, especially at low damage. But you see in Sandstorm, one of the big things about Onyx when she first came into the game was a lot of people were like, this signature kit, sure, it's got that cool weapon combination, cannon, gauntlets, yada yada yada, but the signature kit is definitely doing work for Sandstorm.
Yeah, keep in mind, every time he uses one of those signatures, look how far it reaches. Like reaching with that sort of kind of scorpion tail that comes out, look how far that reaches. So if Boomie is outside of that range, it's going to be so difficult for him to jump, get over it so he doesn't get hit by the active frames, and then throw out a move before Sandstorm is out of recovery. Now Sandstorm finding himself with a gigantic lead coming into this, throws away the old cannon, grabs the new cannon, going to have definitely some more health on that so it doesn't get disarmed from him. Saw multiple side lights coming out. Sandstorm with a massive lead.
That's like a confidence play, right? Is when you start doing the exact same move 2-3 times, that's when you're like, I'm in your head, I know exactly what you're gonna do.
And like you saw him go for the first side light. If he gets a dodge off of that, you know, if a second side light hits, it's side light stare, side light stare, side light stare. Can do so much work.
I mean, he's getting that 3-piece side light stare into the recovery extra. Could even potentially throw out a gravity cancel neutral signature if he reads Boomie gonna react, like panic dodge back towards the stage. Boomie's in trouble. Nice spot dodge. Gonna punish with a stomp side air, but needs to finish this stock. Lots of horizontal movement with this gauntlet side air.
Now that's the second one of those that Boomie has like perfectly spot dodged. All of those active frames in it. Boomie really has solid reaction time on that. The fact that he's done it multiple times, I don't necessarily think it's lucky or it's just a coincidence or he happened to be in the right place at the right time. It seems like his timing on that is so good now that he's nailed it twice.
Yeah, you gotta believe that Boomie's played against this Onyx at least once or twice. Oh my gosh, had that hit, that would have been big. That gravity cancel side stick. He can't touch.
Oh man. He was so close to being able to touch the wall. But that gravity cancel side stick at the end to finish that, like that's straight out of the playbook of Sandstorm, going back to the days and in the beginning of his Mordex days when he would finish people off in orange on the edge with a gravity cancel Mordex side scythe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big read. Almost worked out for Boomie, but unfortunately, of course, when you go for those gravity cancels off stage, it is a commitment, and that's kind of what happened there. Boomie overcommitted off stage, ended up falling, gonna lose game number 1, but we're coming right into game number 2. And Sandstorm was looking like he might show off a little bit more of his gauntlet kit, but no, he's back to the cannon, kind of the big weapon for Sandstorm.
Now we have seen both weapons get very important buffs to their kits, bringing them maybe more in the meta. Definitely with Cannon, Gauntlets kind of always had a decent place in the meta, but yeah, this Onyx pick really working for Sandstorm. Gravity cancel neutral signature, trying to cover the wall. Boomie happened to guess the wrong way as Sandstorm stayed wide. Both of them in orange. Just a little over 30 seconds into the game. Nice juggle, neutral air into the recovery and the weapon toss up. Boomie throwing out the unarmed damage on the side. Signature starting to come out from Sandstorm. There is a weapon spawn. It's over on the left. Out comes the neutral signature and he's done.
Fantastic neutral signature. Boomie on that soft platform doesn't have a lot of movement options to avoid something like a neutral signature. Of course, when you're grounded, your only dodge option is this spot dodge. Nice side sig will even up that stock count. Boomie likely will be going back to the hammer. That's been what he's been using most effectively, but no, he's going to be sticking with the spear.
He's really struggled to find a lot of spear momentum. Like, he's found several nice, like, 3-hit, some 4 hits, but they've been few and far between. Like, he's been going for these reads outside of side light where he like turns around, maybe with a turnaround down light or maybe a turnaround nair, something like that, but he hasn't found too much momentum on the spear.
Yeah, he had a decent start here on these second stocks with that spear, but suddenly Sandstorm has a weapon and all that momentum is gone. Boomie really struggling to find a hit. You see him trying to open up with these siders, with these jump nairs, and Sandstorm constantly outside of it.
Yeah, Sandstorm's, oh, that one doesn't get spot dodged to. Third time is the charm for him, and he picks up the knockout with that. It's really seemed like Sandstorm was KO hunting towards the end of that. Like, he knew Boomie was basically in KO range, so you would see Sandstorm go for like a side light or a D light, trying to get that dodge out from Boomie so that he could follow up with something that wasn't true but would lead to a knockout.
Yeah, I mean, he had the health to play with too. Usually it's kind of risky to start overcommitting for these knockouts, like throwing out a bunch of signatures. But look at his health again on this Onyx, a very high defense character.
That's going to give him a lot of room to play with here. Man, he is nailing those. The gravity cancel D-light into the chase dodge nair. That is not easy to pick up. You're not seeing a lot of Gauntlet players, even like the long-time Gauntlet players, pick that up. But the fact that Sandstorm is really committing on that and working on that, he might just be taking this game here in the next 10, 15 seconds. Oh, beautiful. And it takes out off the top. Slide charging that, falling down, releasing at the right time.
That is like the way to use that signature, right? Like, it's a good burst out if somebody's gonna spot dodge on top of you, but really if you're playing Onyx, that's the way you want to use that, is with those slide charges. Did that perfectly. Boomie basically had nowhere to go. He tried to spot dodge it and time it just right, but didn't quite find the timing, and Sandstorm is gonna take another one.
Now here comes that Barraza pick that I did mention earlier, and he's going into the strength stance, something that he finds very important on this character for a little bit more gas in the tank, or I guess if we're talking about Barraza, a little bit more diesel in the tank, just giving him a little bit more KO power. Going to take out of dexterity, stat that a lot of players don't think is very important in their game. Not really going to shut down anything on the actual kit, not going to stop any combos from coming out or anything like that. So this is something that he tells Cody to do a lot, is to play that strength stance.
Yeah, having that extra damage on each of these hits is going to be really nice, especially, again, talking about Onyx as kind of like the counterpoint, right? You're usually comparing strength to the opponent's defense. If both of them are at 0, then it doesn't really matter. But when you're playing against something with high defense like this Onyx, going in with a little bit more strength is going to kind of minimize that defense.
And if we're going to a map like Demon Island, you think of that Blaster's down signature as a popular KO option. Even the D-Light recovery off the top on this very high ceiling, getting a little bit more gas in the tank, a little bit more push behind that. Things might knock out early.
That was a really clean return to the stage from Boomie. Spot dodging, using that momentum to slide behind Sandstorm and catch him with a down light, and was able to input the dash jump recovery for the knockout.
See dares coming out from Boomie. Ends up being stacked a lot of the time with Sandstorm, so those dares aren't going to be covering that stacked option, but just below. Oh, man, just barely dodges through that. That side air was so clutch. Not sure what Boomie was really going for with the gravity cancel down light the other direction. That's going to expend his dodge, and with Sandstorm being behind him, he's not going to pick up with that first blast of D-Light, and the other one's going the wrong way. Those are going to be even further from Sandstorm.
Yeah, because he whiffed that, it ended up just kind of locking him in place for a punish. I think he was expecting that neutral signature to stack him up a little bit more. Oh no, a tough drop for Boomie on that recovery, but he's still getting the better of Sandstorm in the damage for the most part right now.
Yeah, the problem with dropping that recovery, one, I mean, it's a true combo. You definitely want to hit it. It's not the hardest thing in the world to hit. It wouldn't have knocked out, but it could have put Sandstorm into good juggle territory. Oh, man, the Nair. And the second stock is going to go the way of Sandstorm. That could have put Sandstorm up high. Could have been into perfect Nair juggle territory where he could have put more damage.
My
and
God.
gotten
Oh, my
Sandstorm
God.
in the red. He's carrying him, and he finishes it up. Oh my gosh! Put the replay up for that. There's nothing to say right now. We're just gonna call it live. It's so quick. There's the Nair that gets the first knockout. Let's see when he gets the first hit. Look at the clock when he hits the first hit. Misses the Sair. Gravity cancel neutral light. Misses Dare at 545. Dare side light. Side air recovery. G